All right, folks, and welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. Hope you're doing great today. We are live, and we've got some folks hopping in on your way in. Do me a favor, tap that like button, subscribe to the channel for more content. Here at the Crypto Report, we give you guys updates on all the latest and greatest breaking crypto news, and we're giving you daily updates with regular videos about your favorite altcoins, some of the top altcoins in the market. We tend to do a lot of content on with daily trading signals, daily levels of support, resistance, and predictions of what comes next. And in that, guys, please know we are not financial advisors here. We are just two guys having a good time, loving crypto, betting crypto since 2016, and plan on being a part of crypto forever. I think Bitcoin's here for a very long time. And in fact, I think, there was a good question laid out on a X account earlier, one of the larger ones. I think it was Lark Davis asking, is one Bitcoin enough to make you rich? And I think that the answer is yes. I think really one Bitcoin in the future will make you a very wealthy individual in future years. And we've got a great opportunity to buy the dip. We've been talking a lot about crypto over the last 4 years. We've got over 5,000 videos, I think, now, and we are bullish on crypto. But in the short term, guys, we've been making some predictions to the downside that have, unfortunately come true, right? XRP back below $2. I've been screaming it from a mountaintop for a while. Bitcoin getting down to 74K. Am I surprised at all? No, I'm really not surprised at all. And now today, we've got some more news coming out about more tariffs. We've got some news about a Fed meeting emergency, which I'm going to do a video on that one after the meeting ends and I kind of see the effects, and I'm going to do kind of an update at around 2 or 3 p.m. about that. Just a specific video for you guys there coming later. And we're going to talk about, where we're at right now and exactly what's going on. There's a lot happening. Crypto is extremely volatile, as is the traditional market right now. In fact, I should actually, that's one thing I did not pull up today. Let me pull that up really quickly. I forgot to pull up Yahoo Finance just to kind of take a peek. I like to kind of get a glimpse at what's going on with all the news stories up there. And then you can obviously take a look at the price action on your favorite stocks. Okay, guys, buckle up. We got quite a few guys watching right now. Go ahead and tap that like button, repost it if you're watching on X, and share this with others so they can hop in. And please feel free to throw questions at me along the way so we can just talk through some of this stuff together, because I think that's very important to do. Okay, share the screen. Boom. Let's go. Wrong screen. Try again. Okay, let me share the screen here. Boom. Got it. Okay. All right, guys. Is my screen share not working all of a sudden? Awesome. Okay, let's try this whole thing one more time. Third time's the charm, right? Okay, very cool. Very cool. And awesome. Okay. Sorry, guys. My screen isn't sharing. I've never actually had this happen to me before. I've never had this happen to me before. I've never been able to not share my screen. Let me try one more time. This is crazy. Breaking news. I can't share my screen. Okay. Well, then we're talking. That's when you just pivot and you just talk. So I'm going to look at the camera. I'm just going to look at you guys. Maybe my screen sharing will work later. I'm not really sure. I'll try one more time just for good measure. And then we're just going to start talking about the news because there's so much to talk about, guys. I got to get into this. Yeah, it's just not working. Okay. Okay, that's really lame. Okay. Wow. Okay. So Bitcoin sitting at $78,300 today, down 5%. I'm taking a peek at the 7-day outlook for Bitcoin. It's down 6.3%. Now, one thing that we've been talking about for a while, guys, is that Bitcoin is very possibly coming down to $70,000. Why is that something that we've been talking about? Well, because just historically, if you look at the highs back from March and April of 2024, that's going to be our key level of support, as it was our key level of resistance back when we first were making some nice moves to the upside for Bitcoin just in 2024. Also, if you take a look at the total market cap, what we've got going on right now is we're breaking through major support. We have broken through our March highs for total market cap, and Bitcoin is on its way to those March highs right now. These are all things that we've laid out for you. I would show you it on my screen, but unfortunately, my screen sharing capabilities are shot today, which is wild and silly. I've never had this happen to me before, but that's okay. I don't really need it. You can look at the price action on your own, guys. Ethereum sitting at $1,500. At one point, we actually had Bitcoin come all the way down to 74K. Now today, gosh, this is such a bummer. I have so many news stories pulled up for you guys. Today, I'm looking at Yahoo Finance and I see headlines like this. Stock rout resumes as tariff chaos grips Wall Street. Trump threatens whopping additional tariffs on China. This is the most breaking news of the day, guys. Right now, the president of the United States is threatening an additional 50% tariff on China unless they drop their 34% tariff in just 24 hours. So right now, we've got the S&P 500 down to 5,000, which is wild. It's not that surprising because of these tariff stories. Black Sea's been talking about a $5,000 S&P 500 for actually a few weeks now. I believe we've been talking about. He's been telling me about $5,000 S&P. Yeah, I'm all for it. It makes sense. Huge discounts, wealth accumulation opportunities for the S&P 500. It's amazing. But we've got right now the U.S. bonds are falling, and we are trying to figure out whether the Fed is actually going to cut rates. So there's a breaking news story going on right now. Besides these tariffs, on top of that, we've also got the Fed coming out and right now having an emergency Fed meeting. Now, there's a lot of speculation right now that, and this is the big rumor. And again, I've got a bunch of stories pulled up for you, but the big rumor is that we've actually got the Fed meeting, and there could potentially be a Fed rate cut announced from this meeting. I do not think that is going to happen personally. Would I like to see it happen? Sure, I'd like to see it happen. I'd like to see a Fed rate cut for my crypto assets to go back up. At the end of the day, you want risk on assets to rally, you're going to need to see the Fed cut the rates. And we just haven't seen that yet. Now, with the tariffs happening, it's crashing the market, which is actually potentially setting us up to actually get, it could be worsening inflation. But at this point, the Fed might want to actually drop rates strategically to kind of move some funds around and basically get the market back on track. And this is kind of part of that emergency meeting that's causing rumors right now. There's a world where the Fed could cut rates, even if it means making inflation worse. There are other measures being taken by the current administration to lower inflation, lowering the U.S. debt, and lowering the spending from the Department of Government Efficiency. So if by some miracle all these components can come together, we can get the Department of Government Efficiency to help our balance our budget and improve the spending for the U.S. to help reduce inflation. If we can actually get the tariffs to help reduce, help with some negotiations with some of these other countries and get them to lower their prices, right? Let's say Trump's 50% tariff threat to China actually works and they drop their 34% tariff, and now we all drop tariffs against China. That could turn into a really bullish thing for the market. Now, is China really going to accept the bullying of the U.S. government and just roll over on an additional 50% tariff? I don't think so, because realistically, China is relatively dependent on kind of what they've got going on over there, and they've got other folks that they can trade with on that continent over there. So it's going to be very interesting to kind of see how this exactly plays out. We've got whales in the meantime. You guys remember me talking about this giant whale that was actually shorting Bitcoin and actually maybe even Ethereum a while ago on Hyperliquid, and we were looking for a short squeeze. Well, that whale is back in action, and he actually opened up a $70 million Ethereum long. Now, if you guys remember what happened when this same whale opened up a short position, we actually came up, and now he's opening up a long position. Does that mean that we're going to come down a little bit more? Unfortunately, that could end up being the case, guys. It is a possibility. I'm going to try to share my screen one more time, because I'd really love it if I could show you guys what I'm talking about here. And I can't. Try one more. Not working. One more try. Last try. Sorry, guys. I've never actually had this happen to me before. It's really crazy. Oh, well. So anyway, we got some whale games going on. There's a lot of fear. You know, one thing I was telling you guys is, and I made another short about this today that's coming out later today, but I had some friends that were texting me on Thursday and Friday saying, hey, that tariffs are crashing the markets. Tariffs are crashing the traditional market. But crypto's holding up really well. Isn't it amazing how well crypto's holding up? I should screenshot these texts and eliminate the names and numbers, and I should show you guys these texts. But literally last week, and you know what? Maybe I should have responded, maybe I didn't. But they said, looking good, crypto's looking good. And in my mind, I was like, and I even came out on this channel and I said it yeah, crypto's looking for now, but 70K is on the table for Bitcoin. It's possible, okay? And we came down to 74 overnight. Now we've got the 50% tariff threat for China. This could cause us to fall lower. These are insane discounts that you're getting on Bitcoin, on altcoins especially, which are getting rocked right now, and on the S&P 500. But when I saw this message about, some people saying, oh, crypto's holding up really strong. And, I even pulled up a tweet from Benjamin Cohen, another guy in the crypto space, who I didn't see this tweet, but put out a message at the end of last week, said, well, everybody's talking about how well Bitcoin's holding up right now against the stock market. In a few days, Bitcoin's going to join the party to the downside. And that's exactly what I was saying. That's exactly what happened. And, here we are today, because if the regular market is getting crushed, Bitcoin typically gets a little bit crushed as well. It had some good strength, a little bit of a bounce, but now we're kind of slipping lower. And yeah, guys, we could slip even lower than 70K. I've got some price levels that I wanted to show you guys today. Coming down to 70 is kind of my first target, but there are some price levels for Bitcoin that I'm laying out at 65 and even $52,000. Do I want that to happen? Do I think that is going to happen? No, I don't want it to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Clear my cache. I don't know, guys. We're gonna have to try it another way. I don't know. We can't do it right now. I just can't do it right now. I could try. Let me try one thing. Hopefully the stream doesn't end. If the stream ends, the stream ends. I don't think it will. I'll be right back. 1 second, guys. Hopefully it doesn't end here. We're gonna see. I'm gonna take a risk. I think it's worth it, because I got okay. There's hope. There's hope. There's hope. There's hope. Failure. Okay, guys. No share screen today. You don't need it. You don't need it. If I don't need it, you don't need it. I got to talk to you guys. There's a lot going on. So, kind of stupid, but we got another news story coming out. Tether considers a U.S.-only stablecoin as Trump loosens crypto rules. Well, there's no surprise on Trump loosening crypto rules, but there is a little surprise to say Tether actually considering a U.S.-only stablecoin to launch an additional stablecoin. Tether is a giant. People have been saying Tether's going to fail, Tether's going to flop for a long time, and it's not. It's here to stay, and now they're considering launching their U.S.-only stablecoin. I don't know if they do that, if they're going to be able to compete as effectively against like USDC. Circle, who launched USDC with Coinbase, actually just did their IPO, and so that's happening, and that company's going public. And what you've got going on with that is they are at the table with the CFTC along with Ripple and Crypto.com over stablecoin regulations. Likely USDC is going to be the top stablecoin for the U.S. government. Okay. Move the camera a little more. I can barely see it. Can you not see it? I'm AI. That's it. I'm sorry about the tech issues, guys, but we've got a lot of news, and I've got to share with you guys. I'm probably going to end the stream early now because, you know, this is silly. XRP, I've got an article pulled up here. XRP shines amid $240 million crypto outflows triggered by trade war fears. XRP was holding up very well, but I want to remind you guys that it is not the exception to anything. It's a top 3 crypto. If Bitcoin slips, XRP is going to slip as well. I don't care how bullish the narrative is for XRP. The narrative is very bullish for Bitcoin as well, but if Bitcoin slips, XRP is going to slip. And I told you guys, I was screaming it from a mountaintop, again, that if the total market cap breaks down below my 2.62, I think it was, $1 trillion price level, then we are going to see XRP break below $2. What happened? Exactly what I said. It played out exactly as I said, guys. And I'm pretty proud of that prediction, okay? I'm not happy to see the prices go down. I'm a crypto bull, but I'm going to tell you guys how it is. And if you've been paying attention, you've been watching this channel, and you can acknowledge, you know, that we got this call, right? Really, we've been nailing it over the last few months with this dip. You know, we've been telling you guys, warning, 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 warning. I've had a lot of red thumbnails. I know. I'm sorry that they've been bearish thumbnails, but guys, I'm not going to be a bull in the short term if you're not supposed to be a bull in the short term. I'm a bull in the long term, period, exclamation point, okay? I am a bull in the midterm with a question mark, and I am a bear in the short term because I'm just not stupid, okay? I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I ain't no dummy. I've been paying attention to this stuff, and it's really obvious that these tariffs are a fulcrum for these markets alongside these rate cuts. And we need the rate cuts. Now, we've got an emergency Fed meeting today. Does that mean that we're going to see a Fed pivot right now today? I don't think so. I'd love to see that. You know, I've actually got a post pulled up by the president of the United States saying oil prices are down, interest rates are down, the slow-moving Fed, very slow, too slow, some would say, I'd say. The Fed should move on rate cuts. Food prices are down, there's no inflation, and the long-time abused USA is bringing billions of dollars a week from abusing countries on tariffs that are already in place. This is despite the fact that the biggest abuser of them all, China, China. I get along with him very well. Me and Jinping, we're good friends, but not too much. Whose markets are crashing, just raised tariffs by 34% on top of its long-term ridiculously high tariffs. So the counter tariffs are getting counter tariffed. So we saw the president put in the tariffs against China, adding a 34% tariff because they have a 68% tariff. So we added a 34% tariff. They added a 34% tariff back. And now we're going to add a 50% tariff unless they take their prices back down. and they're probably not going to take their prices back down. So we're going to have a 50% tariff on top of a 20 and a 30 and then a 90% tariff. And we're in tariff land right now. Okay. The world is operating on tariffs right now, ignited by the U.S. government. No doubt about it. We don't have a resolve on this yet. The Fed is doing an emergency rate decision. Maybe, I don't know if they're going to do, they're doing a meeting. I don't know. Maybe they're going to do a rate cut. Who knows? But Trump is just like, let's cut these rates. Okay. I don't know if they're going to do it. I've got a rumor pulled up. The Fed is considering an emergency rate cut triggered by the stock market meltdown under Trump. If true, stocks, Bitcoin, and crypto will explode. This is the rumor. This is a tweet put out by somebody. And I don't think so. I don't know. I'd be shocked. I don't know. I mean, maybe. I'd love to see it. I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I just don't think so. I'm going to try to share my screen again because, hey, why not, right? Oh, yeah, no screen sharing capabilities today. So, yeah, Marty's asking a great question, and I do have the odds pulled up for you guys. So, a little more complicated to run through this without sharing my screen, unfortunately. But it's what it is. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. Smash the like button if you appreciate a stream where even though I can't share my screen and do what I want to do, I didn't give up. I didn't quit, okay? I didn't quit on you guys here. We're still here. I didn't quit with the downward price action. I'm not going to quit because I can't share my screen because technology likes to battle me in front of the people. I'm getting embarrassed by my computer in front of the people. I don't really like it, but it is what it is. Let's talk about some odds. In May 7th, we're going to have another FOMC meeting, okay? On that meeting, right now, there's a 34% chance that we're going to get a quarter-point rate cut. And there is a 65% chance that we're going to get nothing, okay? We're probably going to get nothing, okay? We have a Fed meeting later today. We're probably going to get nothing, okay? This is how I feel about it. I don't think we're going to get anything at all, okay? So, what are our odds right now? A 65% chance of nothing in May and a 34% chance of a quarter point cut. Okay. No, Fernando, I'm telling you, I've tried to share it all. But you don't need it. Fernando, I got you, bro. Okay. You like that, Peter? You like that, Pete? Peter group? Okay. June 18th, next Fed meeting. We're tracking the odds, guys. And so now I'm looking at the odds on my screen here that you can't see, which is super cool. The chances in June, okay, again, in May, coming up next month, just 1 month from today, we're probably going to get nothing. There's a 60-something% chance that we're going to get nothing. Now in June, there's a 64% chance in June still that we're going to get a 0.25% rate cut. That's good, and that's fine. That's on track for 2 rate cuts this year, which is what we want to see. There's a 32% chance, though, that we get a 0.5 point rate cut, which is, it's pretty neat, Pete. So we like that. We would like to see that. But now, unfortunately, there is a 3.1% chance in June that we don't get a rate cut, which I haven't seen any percentage chance for the last little while in June that we're going to get a rate pause, but now it's on the table. Do we like to see that that's on the table? No, we don't like to see that that's on the table, okay? No, we don't like to see that that's on the table. Does it make sense that it's on the table? It does make sense that it's on the table. Now, if we look down into July, you're looking at a 60% chance of 0.5 point cut. Like, we'll be down to a target range. We'll be cut down to a 0.5 point by July. Still a 60% chance there. And there's actually a 28% chance that we're going to be down 0.75% by July. So we're still on track. I don't know what's going to come out of this Fed meeting today. I don't love to see all this news about more tariffs. I've had enough with the tariff, but I'm not surprised to see it, which is why I've been telling you guys, if you think that the tariff news is going to happen and then we're just going to go up, it's not how it works. It's going to be a long runway of time. We're going to really have to see how these tariffs play out. We're going to see what the counter tariffs are. Then we're going to see how the tariffs impact inflation. And the Fed is doing an emergency meeting already. They might have some more emergency meetings down the road. I don't think anything's going to come out of this emergency meeting. If by some reason they do cut rates, it could be quite bullish for Bitcoin. And it could help the stock market. So I'd love to see it. But then again, if there are more tariffs coming, it could just cause more fear and chaos and fear and chaos. Right now, the S&P 500 is below 5,000, which is wild. But it's where we're at right now. The traditional market's weak. The crypto market is starting to get weak. We're still holding up at some key levels that I've been talking to you guys about for a while. If you look at the liquidations, I'll just tell you guys. If we look at liquidations, guys, we had so many longs. Why were people longing it here? Oh my gosh, I didn't even see this. $743 million worth of longs were liquidated on April 5th. $600 million worth of longs were liquidated on April 6th. Who in their right mind was taking that much money and longing it when we still knew that these tariffs were coming? I've been talking about shorts. Now, if you're taking a very short-term long position, I get it. You're looking for a bounce. That's beautiful, and that's probably what was happening here. I think that there's a tremendous opportunity for trading in these markets, and if you want to trade like we've been doing, you could sign up for Blowfin. I've got a link in the comment section, in the description for you guys down below if you want to trade up to a $5,000 deposit bonus when you sign up. Don't be one of the people that got liquidated the last few days, okay? Set your stop losses. Don't use too much leverage. And also, don't go into some kind of long-term long right as we're in the thick of tariffs and there's a 50% additional tariff that Trump is now threatening on China. The shorts are getting squeezed too, okay? There's a lot of volatility. So it's dangerous. You got to be careful, guys. You can make the money, but you better take that profit. And then strategically find a level of support, find a level of resistance, and just trade on that, okay? And just trade on that. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you're just tuning in, I'll tell you, I can't share my screen today. I've tried everything. So you're just going to look at my shiny, fresh-shaved head, okay? And I'm going to tell you the news. Oh my gosh, I almost just broke a glass of water. Shattered a glass of... We're on a roll. The markets are crashing. I'm shattering glass waters. My screen share is not working. It's unbelievable. How we doing, Cleary's beef? We doing? Anyway, guys, so a lot of liquidations, mostly the longs, which is, I haven't been longing, guys. Lately, I've not been longing. I'm going to start looking for some big longs soon because I do think we're going to find our way out of the weeds here. We just kind of got to get... Tariffs are going to have to get a lot worse before they get a lot better. Hopefully, they get a lot better. I don't know. Jeez Louise, guys. It's a tough day. There's no doubt about it. It's a tough day. Okay, so I talked about the Trump tariffs. Okay, so there's another story that I pulled up today. Yeah, you do owe me a call, Cleary. It's all right. I owe you like 50 calls, bro. I owe you like 50 calls. I'm buying a new driver. That's fun. I'm buying a new driver. I'll tell you guys about that later. Okay, let's focus on... I got one more story. Or maybe a few. Michael Saylor's strategy. So I'm reading right now a headline from Cointelegraph. It says, Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy halts Bitcoin buys despite dip below 87K. So this article's reading, Bitcoin dipped below $87,000 and Michael Saylor's not buying any Bitcoin anymore. He just bought millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin last week, like twice. And then we get a dip from like Friday to Monday, and then a story gets written by Cointelegraph saying Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy has stopped buying Bitcoin below 87K. Mark my words, okay? I'm not a financial advisor, It's not financial advice because you're not MicroStrategy, but they're going to buy more Bitcoin, okay? Like they're going to buy, there's a lower price for Bitcoin. You think that Michael Saylor's going to stop buying Bitcoin all of a sudden? This guy is relentless. He's never going to stop buying Bitcoin. I don't think he's going to stop buying Bitcoin. I see this story and I go, this is a very negative story trying to make people fearful that, oh, Michael Saylor's not buying Bitcoin anymore, so I shouldn't either. Because if he's not buying Bitcoin, then yeah, I shouldn't either. Bitcoin's so bearish right now. And this is a crypto publication that wrote this story. This is fake news FUD, and this happens all the time in crypto. As I did a short for you guys, I just recorded it earlier. It's one of the most frustrating things about crypto. It's all this fake news, okay? And it's real. There's a lot of fake news in crypto. There's a lot of fake news, period. But there's a lot of fake news in crypto, and it's designed to scare you out of the market so that the whales could buy and you get wrecked. Don't get wrecked. Be smart. Do the research, guys. Understand why Bitcoin's valuable. Understand why Michael Saylor's accumulated over 500,000 Bitcoin, and then understand that he's probably going to buy some more, and that we probably should buy some Bitcoin too, okay? One day, I think if you just have one Bitcoin, you could be rich because of that one Bitcoin. That's my thought. I believe that. I think $1 million is rich, okay? You can be rich from a Bitcoin. I think one day Bitcoin's going to be at $1 million. Okay? So we got a Fed emergency meeting. I've got to do another video for you guys later today because just frankly, this non-share crypto stream is just not doing it for me. Okay. I'm just not having it. But hey, shout out to Fernando. Shout out to Fashion Soup. Shout out to Jason Davis. Papa in the chat. Clear as Beef. Marty. Hbar. We got Ray Khan. We got Peter Pettigrew. We got Scott Sandwich. I don't know how to say your last name. We got all you guys. Shy Sox fan and Marty. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, even though I can't share my screen today. Let's do a little Q&A, okay? Let's little Q&A about it. So, yesterday, and I know some people are going to get frustrated about me talking about this because it's like, well, this doesn't have anything to do with crypto. Well, oops. So I've got an old driver, okay? I like to golf a lot. I've got an old driver, and this driver it's my baby. I love it. I actually got it from like a 100-year-old man for like $100 at a garage sale. And I got a full set of golf clubs and this driver for $100. It's a tailor-made burner, and that's really technical and boring, but it's an old driver and I love it. And I hit a long drive. I have a long drive, proud of it. It's kind of my, it's kind of my signature. And everybody, I went out at Scramble this weekend and everybody's making fun of me for my old driver. And there's like this old technology. Well, I went and I tried some of the new technology. My average drive on the simulator with this old driver was like 265. With this new driver, clear as beef. Listen to this, bro. 320. Crazy. So let's segue it into crypto. So old technology would be like having gold, okay? And the new technology would be like having Bitcoin. Bitcoin superior. So are the new drivers, apparently. Dude, I'm dead serious, clear as view. I have 5 320s in a row. It's crazy. I'm not some like bodybuilding guy I used to be. I've just got the dad strength now. What's happening? I don't know. Dude is wild. It was really wild. Cobra. The Cobra DS Max K or something is what it is. It's nice. I didn't get it yet, but I'm going to. Great news from the EU. What's the great news from the EU? Brian, what's the great news from the EU? I can't share my screen, so I'm depending on, I guess all you today. By the way, to those of you guys watching this right now, you're like, this guy hasn't shared a single thing on screen. I always do. We've got great streams here, really great streams. I did go through a lot of great news, a lot of not so great news actually. But normally we got more bells and whistles. We got the tunes, that's for sure. Speaking of tunes, let's change the tune. But I can't share my screen today. I'm just having technical difficulties. I'm going to get it figured out by the next stream. I promise. Okay. Because it's silly. It's silly not to have my screen shared. Brian bought a new Callaway. Callaways are nice. We got to get out. Is your ankle all healed up, Clear as Beef? For those of you guys that don't know, I know Clear as Beef. Mr. Beefy. He's a homie. That man was at my bachelor party. Clear as Beef. How's it going, Miller Frank? Fernando says, you think we're gonna pass a recession? You think we're gonna pass a recession? I think that we're going to I think that I don't know. I mean, like, look, I hate the word recession because you could argue we're in a recession right now, and some people could argue that we're not. I mean, let's call it a recession now. We're in a recession right now. The market is receding, okay? Even if there's a recession, like if you bought during the Great Depression, if you bought the lows, you could have made a lot of money, you know? So just DCAing over time eliminates any recession fears, okay? Even if it's a 10-year recession, which is horrible, you know, stay healthy, stay alive, and DCAN, you'll be on top of the world in 10 years, okay? Oh, 95% better. Okay, good. Good, brother. Forget soccer, play golf. For industrial goods. Okay, so Brian says, 0 tariffs on both sides. Oh, wow, okay, great news. So we got great news on tariffs from Europe. Europe is ready to negotiate. The tariffs worked for the EU, and officially reporting from Brian, we've actually got, let's see if I can pull this story, EU tariffs. Did we actually get this done? Is this real? Offers Trump removal of all industrial tariffs. EU trade chiefs close ranks as Trump tariffs you're up to make its first counter move to Trump tariffs. EU, okay, so 2 hours ago. Let's see here. Come on. Nah. Oh, no, okay. First, they're going to retaliate. Okay. I'm reading. Analyze. Oh my gosh. It's all in talks still. We don't have anything confirmed. EU's ready for retaliatory options, but they're also ready to negotiate. So, no, I mean, nothing confirmed yet, it looks like, but it's looking good, Brian. It's looking good, at least for the EU. Let's see what happens with China. Okay, let's see what happens with China. Are there any updates on the Fed emergency meeting? No, but Rogue, I'm going to do a video update for you soon, okay? 10 years, I am 52 years old. I am too old to wait. No, you're not, John. You're a young man. Stay healthy. You're a very young man. You could live to 120, John. I believe in you, okay? Stay young and, you know, hang in there. You know, at the end of the day, we talk about getting rich in crypto all the time, but I want to remind you guys this. If you have enough money to pay your bills, to hopefully, if you could pay off your house, I'm a big believer in like pay off your house. Okay. Just like don't have a mortgage anymore. Okay. If you can do that, and that should be your number one goal. If you can do that, and now you've just got bills to live, you can put together, you should be able to put together a living to live comfortably if you don't have a mortgage and you have a home that works and it's great. And you don't need a lot of money to be happy in this world. Okay. Look, I've lost it all in crypto in the past. It's happened to me more than once, okay? Doing a lot better this time around, okay, guys? But you could really build up wealth quick with discipline. And regardless of that, you don't need a lot of wealth to be happy financially. If you can go out to dinner and get, you know, whatever you want at the dinner, that's like all you need to be happy, I think. Like if you could pay your bills and you can go out to dinner and you can go to a concert when you want to once in a while. Now, if you're somebody that wants to travel all the time and you want to go to concerts all the time and you want to do all these things all the time and you want the Gucci and you want all the Ray-Bans and the latest and the greatest of everything all the time, then it gets a little more difficult. Do you really need those things? Like, do we really need those things in life? And some people do, okay? And hey, I love it. If you love it, I love it. I love you embracing your best version of yourself, your best life. I love you chasing your dreams. And I'm going to pursue mine. And mine are really simple, personally. I've got really simple dreams, guys. Yeah, I've got a crypto channel where I talk about money and we want to talk about 100Xs. We want to talk about being millionaires and billionaires and all these things. But reality, I want to tell you guys straight up, the older I get, the more I realize, like, after you get over a certain amount of money, like, do you really need that extra million or six? You know, as long as you can go out to dinner and you can accumulate wealth slowly over time, you're going to be happy. You gotta find the happiness. My daughter's really helped me just like, I don't know, just like not get caught up in the rat race too much. And then, again, did well in crypto, but like you can always look at others that have done more, and you get people on X that talk about, I'm putting $1 million into this right now. It's like, well, I don't have $1 million on hand to put into this right now. That's next level money, right? But don't compare to that stuff. In fact, I've been really off of X a lot lately, and it's just been the most healthy thing in the world for me. And it's good, but tweeting is also important for the crypto report business. So we try to keep tweeting, and I try to keep tweeting. Black C is doing a killer job on X, really getting in there. But we talk about it all the time, X and the comparison game and, chasing the millions all the time. It'll rot your brain right down the middle. So just stay positive, stay humble, do the research, get smart, stay smart. Okay. We could do this. Okay. We could do this. A little pep talk for you. Any AI news? Beep, boo, boo, bop. Not really. All right, guys. That's all I got. I'm Crypto Kip with no screen sharing capabilities. If you want to do some trading, get signed up for Blowfin. Use the link in the comments, in the chat down below. $5,000 sign up bonus. If you haven't taken advantage of it, it's there for you. If you're trading, win the trades, guys. Win the trades. Don't be too greedy, okay? It's fun to trade. You can make a lot of money trading. Don't be one of those big liquidations, guys. Sometimes you're going to get liquidated. It happens. It's part of the game, but there is volatility. You can trade on this news. I've had a very good time shorting these markets. And if you just look at the charts, you'll see that the shorters have been winning lately. But I'm bullish. We will go back up at some point. Glad you enjoyed the show, Scott. Maybe I need to do these more often. I think these are a good time. But I'm with you, Crypto Keeper. That's all I got. I'm Crypto Kip. This is Crypto Report. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel, DCA HODL. Until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one. We're going to do a video later on this emergency Fed meeting and the outcome and the results and everything. Breaking news. Emergency Fed meeting is probably going to be the title of the video later. So just check it out. I'm going to go look into that now and probably record a video here in the next hour. So I'll see you next time, y'all. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'll see you next time. Peace.